Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the left to It's week 4 of the National Football League, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Browns and the Raiders, next on EA Sports.
In a city of spectacle and grandeur, the biggest show in town right now is right here, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than
Plenty of season left to go. 3 months of football ahead as we are underway here at Week 4. Moore with a return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. They'll be led out by a guy coming off a pair of shortened seasons. The former Pro Bowler, now in his 8th year, Deshaun Watson.
just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
And he nearly gave it away to start this game. Almost an interception, but instead, a gift. They get it back for second down. Back to the air, Watson. Finding Judy. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That's going to pick up the first down after a gain of 26.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Now the first carry for Nick Chubb. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. Second down now, 7 to go. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in the pocket for a later occasion.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Again, it's Chubb. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Marcus Epps making the play. He gets a couple, and it'll bring up third down. From the gun, Watson. Connection made to Judy. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Groupie sends it through. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
Trey Tucker to return it. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So out head the Raiders for their first possession. They're led out by the mustached quarterback from Washington State, Gardner Minshew.
There were times, I'll be honest with you, Kate, that I wish I played baseball. Because you have a bad outing, like this QB did last week with no touchdowns, a couple interceptions. In baseball, you get to play the next day. You get to flush it right away. He's had to sit on it all week long, and you know he wants to rectify it here.
He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Out of the gun, Minshew. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
This will be caught by Adams. And he's out of bounds after pushing just past the 40. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Up the middle they go with Madison. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah there to bring him down. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Minshew working from the gun. Got a man, Bowers has it. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, Minshew. Buys time, rolling right. He'll make a bid for it on the ground.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. That one hits at the 6, but can't check up. It gets into the end zone for a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And off to Chubb to start the drive. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Judy there to grab it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
Escapes the pocket. He's stepping up and takes off with this one. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down.
As much as you'd like to find a completion and get the ball out of your hands, when a play breaks down, you got to be able to make a play with your legs. His offense counts on his ability to evade pressure and occasionally make plays just like that.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They give inside to Chubb. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
There's just no question about it. He has the license to adapt a little bit, to diagnose plays because they trust his instincts. And there, well, it was all on display. Expert-level diagnosis going on to see a potential run and get in position to stop it behind the line.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
That's complete, David Njoku. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27. 2nd and 3 now. A give to Chubb, running left. Has some space inside the 15. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Here's Chubb. And he's going to fight forward and get in. Touchdown! The Browns stretch their early lead to 9. It's a Nick Chubb touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
On is Cade York for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns go up 10-zip here in the 1st. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Return coming from the 6. And this drive will start inside the 25. Second drive coming up for the Las Vegas offense. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They've got a man in motion. Play action, it's Minshew. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Man in motion out of the slot. Throwing on 1st is Minshew. Able to hit Gallup, complete. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down. Now Minshew. Throwing the out route, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or 2 short of the 25.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Finds his target, Gallup. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Running right, it's Madison. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. So we have to pause here. Team officials saw what we did, an injured Brown, and they're tending to him now. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They'll go right back to Madison. And this one doesn't work any better. Defense there to drop him at the line again.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. Greg Newsome has it.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Chubb. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
He's on the move. He's contained at the line for no gain. Brought down by Christian Wilkins.
You know, sometimes, Kate, that pocket could be a lonely place. You're searching and searching for an escape valve, and there's none to be had. That time, nowhere to go, and he was lucky to get back to the line before the defense swarmed him.
Escapes the pocket. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that gives the Browns a first.
Well, I can tell you what, that was the goal from the moment he took off. Kept his eyes locked on the chains and made sure he set them up with a new set of downs. Well done.
Now give right side to Chung. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss. You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
On third down, they'll go with Chubb. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Stop for no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and 2.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And this one hits first at the 3 before continuing on into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10, Minshew. That's Mayer, he's got it. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain from the secondary Grant Delpit on the tackle. We will not get another play in here. That's going to do it for quarter number 1. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this. Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They'll be set up 2nd and 7. Inside handoff goes to Madison. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Making the tackle, Shelby Harris. And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Minshew. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Here's Madison. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
This is hauled in by Myers. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. That's good for 7 yards. And that's a Vegas 1st down. Flag down. This could be a free opportunity for the offense. Gallup there to haul it in. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. So after some careful consideration, they're going to go ahead and decline the penalty. They'll run here following the penalty. And good tackle, but a flag is down, likely against the defense. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. A bit jumpy across the way there, and that halves the distance ahead of him on first down. Running it after the penalty. And he got what he could there, only to the 14. Call it 2 yards that time. Now just a few to go on 2nd and 3. Minshew looking to throw. And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders start to fight back with their first points of this game. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking.
Now we'll pause. The officials want to take a good look at this and confirm it was indeed a touchdown. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
No change to the call on the field. So that play is going to remain a touchdown. Point after from Carlson is up and good. And the Raiders cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Moore with a return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Chubb up the middle. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. All right, here we go. 2nd down. From the 31. And he won't get it there. Defender finds a throw and breaks it up. Well, no look on his first look of the game. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Here's Watson. He'll get this to Tillman. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Watson, 1st and 10. Into the hands of Tillman, complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll get 31 yards on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
Speed kills, baby. You better make that tackle right away on these receivers or you're going to get some serious yak. Those yards after catch just like that. Taking a short gain and turning it into an explosive play.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Chubb here on first down. And he's able to get this down to the 13.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
To the sideline, catch secured. Wow, he made that one look easy for the first. They run it from the gun with Chubb. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Throwing is Watson. Chased it, and he will score. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns make it a 9-point advantage. Deshaun Watson with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Tucker now on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Raiders are back onto the field, led by Gardner Minshew. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Laube. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And that's good for a Raiders first. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Minshew on 1st down. Complete. It's Myers. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down. Putting a receiver in motion. Here's Minshew. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. And now they face 2nd down. Minshew setting up to throw. He'll get it complete to Alexander Madison. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Greg Newsome bringing that play to an end. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Sticking in the air with Minshew. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. Daniel Carlson out to try this Raiders field goal. This will be from 52 yards. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead's 7.
I know they love that golf adage, drive for show, putt for dough, but it's awfully nice to drive for show and to have that kind of weapon in your back pocket.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Browns to with their offense back out there as Nick Chubb returns to the field. And he has run roughshod over them in this opening half. Pretty sure this is the exact kind of start that he was hoping to have here. The give now to Chubb. We'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Divine Diablo there on the tackle. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Watson to throw it. Flush down out to his left. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Watson looking to throw. He'll get this complete to Chubb. And he's brought down for a loss. We're going to have a stoppage here as we see an injured player. It's David Njoku, who's worse for wear following the play. The Browns are lining up to punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. He broke 50 on his 1st punt and looks to have done the same here. Collects this at the 32. And he's brought down before the return gets far. 58 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Raider football. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. Up the middle they go with Madison. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. The former first-rounder Devin Bush making the play. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Minshew. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up. From the gun, Laube. And he doesn't find open space. He only finds a defender who makes the stop. Stopped at the line, and that forces them into a 4th and long.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force 4th and long.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Browns will go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Flushed out of the pocket. He's on the move. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. They'll get 18 yards there. And that gives the Browns a 1st. Big play to begin the drive. That's up to the 37. 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Complete out to the right. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They give inside to Chung. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Watson on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. Watson. It's into the hands of Chung. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or 2 short of the 25. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the gun, Watson. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Sticking to the air with Watson. Chubb brings it in. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. The Browns take the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Here's Watson to the air. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Oh. 1st and goal, you take a sack. I got nothing good to say about that. So let me flip it over on the other side where you got everything good to say. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to get them behind the sticks. You want to knock them backwards. And now you put a whole lot more pressure on that offense to respond.
Working from the gun, Watson. He's got it. Touchdown, Cleveland. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
York now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Browns double their lead to 14. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Tucker now on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. Now he takes it, and he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. From the shotgun, Minshew. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. 5 men in the secondary for the Browns. Third down coming. Minshew looking to throw. That's complete. Here's Madison. And this one does not go far. Here comes A.J. Cole back to the field for a punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. He takes a knee, and that's going to run out the final couple seconds of half number 1. So that's halftime here in this one. The Browns on the road, but currently in front. Now we're on to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman ready to bring us the EA Sports Halftime Report. All yours, Coach. Take it away.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and Brock in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll begin by heading out to Southern California, Kansas City and the LA Chargers in an AFC West matchup. And it's the Chiefs who have the lead in the second quarter. Patrick Mahomes has thrown a touchdown pass there. And finally, on Monday Night Football, a second straight doubleheader. Titans-Dolphins at 7:30, followed by the Seahawks and Lions at 8:15. We saw a solid first half out of the workhorse Nick Chubb. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Tucker now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Raiders and Alexander Madison ready for another go on offense. And his performance has ailed against what has been a very stout defensive front. This hasn't been a contest to stack up there among his better showings, partner. They've made it real difficult to find any holes to hit, and there's been absolutely no space for him to work with. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. The former first-rounder Devin Bush making the play. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Minshew working from the gun. This ball's cut by Bowers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a Vegas first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They'll run. This is Madison. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Throwing on first is Minshew. That's Mayer. He's got it. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Running right, it's Madison. And they had that one contained right at the line. Nathaniel Watson there for the stop. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Minshew. Taking a big shot for the end zone. That's much too high and out of the end zone. Incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. The Raiders bringing out the punting unit. It'll be A.J. Cole doing the honors. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. And no chance at a return. He wisely angled it for the sideline and got it down to the 12 before going out. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Watson working in the pistol. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a pickup of 33 yards. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Here's Watson, 1st and 10. On the slant, complete to Judy. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Chubb on the give, headed left. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Jack Jones making that tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Watson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day, that he's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the 1st down.
Katie York now on for the field goal. Needs a good amount here, too. 51 yards away. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that makes this a 3-score game.
That's why they spend all the time on the practice field during the week. That kind of operation. Perfect rhythm, perfect timing, and a 2 for 2 for this kicker.
Tucker now on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They go with Madison here. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10. Blitz coming here, Brock Minshew. He gets this one to Myers. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the 1st. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Throwing from the gun here. That's caught for the 1st. It's a race down the right side. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning quick transition from bringing that football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
They give it to Madison. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. They'll go right back to Madison. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
And he runs it across. Touchdown! The Raiders shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Carlson's extra point is good. And the Raiders cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Moore with a return. This return makes it up to the 25. The Browns and quarterback Deshaun Watson gearing up for their next series. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Man in motion, headed right. They begin the drive with Chubb. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
That throw behind his intended target. This one intended for the running back. And it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Watson. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. This offense headed out as we get a look at their running back. That punt goes 63 yards. And they're going to take over possession. First and 10, Minshew. Got a man, Bowers has it. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the gun, Madison. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Now the give to Laube. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On the ground, it's Laube again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a lock.
This is brought in at the 15. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
I try to remind you a time or two, Kate, that you always got to start your read from the secondary forward. You got to see what the safeties are doing. If you're going to throw a ball in the middle third, deep downfield like that, you have to have tremendous awareness of where those safeties were and the QB just nailed it.
Going jumbo set on this 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. This one soars over everybody in the end zone. Just had to get rid of it. Incomplete. So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. He's got it on the bootleg. Headed out right. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing, and at least...
And he hauls it across for the Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's Ford on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Browns are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And you may as well call him a constant headache that this defense has had to deal with all game long. I mean, they game plan to slow down his passing work, but it's been his rushes that have really broken the spirit of this unit. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked off on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Back to the air, Watson. Moore's got it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Throwing the out route complete. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. Here's a give to Chubb. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of my buddies, but I'm going to quote him. Mark Schlereth, 2-time Super Bowl winner, says if you want to run the ball, you got to keep running the ball. And that's a perfect example of it. Don't get tired. Don't get mad at gaining 4 yards. It's a run that can set up even more in the run game.
They get 22 on that one. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
Man, I don't ever want to be a defensive coordinator. They do so many things right to take away the pass, and then what happens? Well, you get a quarterback that lowers his head, gashes the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game. You take away the pass, but you can't stop the QB run.
Running right with Chubb. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Trayvon Merrick there for the stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. This time it's a passing play. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. His 1st target doesn't lead to his 1st catch. So they're left facing 3rd and long. Watson. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's Browns ball working to carry this lead through to the end. Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They're going for it. Here's Watson. They can't connect as the coverage comes through with a 4th down stand.
Quarterback's so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
The Raiders have their offense back out there. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Oh, stiff arm. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs. They've got first down from the 31. From the shotgun, Minshew. And not a great choice on first down. It's incomplete, nearly intercepted, actually, so second down coming up. Inside handoff goes to Madison. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for a Raiders first. Here's Madison again. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
First down, and they go right back to it. And he doesn't get much here. Just enough to get down inside the 40. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. From the 39. This is hauled in by Myers. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Minshew on first down. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now here he goes. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Oh, that just sucks the wind out of a defense. So demoralizing. So many guys do things the right way, only to see a quarterback evade the pressure and go get that first down anyway.
Handoff goes to Madison, running right. And he's brought down for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown! The Raiders take a 4th quarter lead. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Carlson adds the extra point. And the Raiders take a 4-point lead. The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Moore with a return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The visitors and wide receiver Jerry Jeudy getting set for their next drive. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. And off to Chubb to start the drive. Stiff arm success. It's a 21-yard gain. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
Even with everything he racked up on that run, you could argue he deserved maybe a little bit more. That call was the perfect one to break for big yards. The only thing that saved the defense from a score was getting that contact to slow him down and eventually, finally, stop him.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Watson now. Finding Judy. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Shove here on first down. And he gets this one down to the 30-yard line. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. From the gun, Watson. Connection made to Judy. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that gives the Browns a first. They'll give to Chubb on the option. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go. Again, it's Chubb. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the run, so they're left with 4th and 7. Watson looking to throw. Throw is caught by the back. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here 1st and goal. Working from the gun, Watson. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Trayvon Merrick has it. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the 2nd half of a 1-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now.
Yeah.
They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. From the gun, Laube. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10. Sticking with Laube here. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. Only a yard on the play. An improvement on their last one, but that brings up 3rd and 9. Minshew working from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that brings up 4th and long. Las Vegas sends out the punt team. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be their football. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Finds him over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Watson working in the pistol. Flushed out of the... On him quick, and they bring him down. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
Well, partner, I think this defense had enough. This QB has been getting out of the pocket and doing damage with his legs. But not this time. Great pursuit, great effort, and they're able to wrap him up for the sack.
Third and short, it's Watson. Bails out of the pocket quick. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
Well, I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains. It's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical first down.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Here's Watson, first and 10. Able to get it to Moore. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Second and 3 now. They run it from the gun with Chubb. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on third and short.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And now they have a first and goal.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here first and goal. From the red zone now. Flushed out of the pocket. And he will score. It's a Cleveland touchdown. The Browns take a fourth-quarter lead. Deshaun Watson with the touchdown. His third total score this game. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down. Didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind. But you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Tucker now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Offense ready to begin this drive, first and 10. Out of the gun, Minshew. Escapes the puck, hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And the Browns pick it up. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Well, that didn't take long, Brock. 1 play, and they're back out there.
Well, that's how a defense can make you awfully happy as an offensive player, especially when you screw it up and you fumble. The defense picks up that offense and puts them right back on the field.
Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And I'm pretty sure, Brock, they hadn't even all sat down on that sideline yet to rest. And now they're right back out there with a great chance to repeat their last touchdown.
And you will take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. You don't mind at all. You got that defense right now reeling after the touchdown. Look at where they start with the football now.
Chubb on the give, headed left. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Here's Chubb on second down. And in a rarity today, he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. A give to Chubb, running left. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. On comes Cade York, a lot riding on this kick. This is a 42-yard look from the left hash. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. And their defense held up after that fumble. Only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them. Get some points of their own. Complete here to Bowers.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Got a man, Bowers has it. And he's got it up to midfield and into Browns territory. Here he is to throw. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Raiders moving quickly, trying to get set as the clock continues to run. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Back to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Whistle sound as the defense decides to call timeout. Here he is to throw. And this one is dropped and incomplete. He had the pick in his hands, couldn't hang on. It's going to be 4th down.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Throwing deep for the end zone. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. The visitors and this running back headed back out for a new series.
Sometimes a quarterback gets so focused on coverage down the field, you lose sight of those linemen right in front of you. On that occasion, he throws it right to the D lineman. Easy to get the paw up and swat away a potential first down.
Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Browns just kneeling out the clock in this victory now.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So the Browns will take this win home with them. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game that's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Browns as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.